What's good, everybody? This is Y and Z, a conversation between the generations. Which generations, may you ask? Well, it's in the title. Generation Y. Yours truly, the millennial, the greatest generation there is. We'll get back to that in a second. The other half of that equation, Gen Z, represented by
I just,
Xavier
I
C.
just,
Lewis.
I just don't understand.
Oh, you
You
gonna
get on
understand?
this podcast every week
Oh, you gonna
and
understand
you
today?
make this statement that you all are the best generation.
Put a pin in that. 1 second. Like, share, subscribe, and thank you for joining us for this conversation. Okay, let's address this directly because it is the perfect insight into what we're getting into this week. I know I say that
You
I say it every week. I say it every week because
have the
it's true.
best
It it's
content made for you.
no
Yes,
no
yes,
no
yes,
no.
yes. Because
Okay.
if we're being honest, what we're getting today is millennial made. You all just had the best content
No,
made for you.
no.
It wasn't that you were the creators. The goodness.
Oh, I'm not saying we were the creators. I'm saying what the experience of being a millennial has been different in that way of previous generations. Their stuff came and went. It wasn't until like the 80s when they talked about this whole main big pop culture explosion and franchises and things started to happen. Whereas now we're at the point where the things we grew up on are still the things. That was the back door. Here's the front door I wanted to go with this conversation. So I'm sitting watching Disney Plus. I forget what I was watching, and a commercial came on talking about it's the 30th anniversary for Toy Story. And then I
Change the
was
game,
like,
by the
but
way.
and then I was like, they're still making Toy Story. We're waiting on Toy Story 6. We know it's in production. And there's a lot of things in this kind of photo. It's like it seems like culture got stuck in a period of time and nothing new has truly risen to the surface. Like all of your major things are the things that we grew up on. Like,
First of all, let's start here. Toy Story, amazing movie. We're just going to talk about Toy
oh,
Story.
it's classic.
Change
It's
the
classic.
game.
Yeah, straight up.
Classic.
Classic. Classic.
It's my argument for this is if something is great, who are any of us to want to take it away from the people?
I mean, you're proving my point exactly. We are the greatest generation because we've had all
No,
like we've never had to let our
bring the
stuff go.
point that you have the great things made for you all.
I don't disagree with that statement. Yes, we experienced an explosion of content availability, cable and satellite and all that kind of stuff, and we that provided more streams and different tailored
People
channels and
talk.
stuff. And
Hey, you
yeah,
talk about that for a second. You talk about like on Netflix and these different streaming platforms now, but the boom of cable television, being able to buy a package with some channels, that was evolutionary.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm, yeah,
That was different.
that was my childhood. Great,
Here we
great,
go. Here we go, guys.
great.
Here we go.
Yeah,
Guys. Here we
yes.
go. Here we go. Guys, here we go. Um, the big thing though is like, yes, I'll give it to you. Who wants to let it go? It's good stuff. It is just like that's like saying, why wouldn't I take a ribeye versus chopped beef? Chopped beef is good when I want it, but the ribeye is there, delicious, succulent, and I
And
can come back to it every now. I can't eat ribeye every week.
well, coming to your analogy directly, it isn't the problem of cooking the ribeye every week. It's the problem that it's being cooked the same way every week. Nobody playing with different flavor profiles or seasonings or
But,
reverse
but
it.
I feel like
It's literally like this: how you cook the ribeye? A little salt, a little pepper, sear it on one side 3 minutes, sear it on the other side 3 minutes, and you eat. And that's all. It's rinse and repeat. Nobody's actually playing with the ribeye.
but I'll say this: the common culture doesn't really give way for anything different. Like I feel like if someone truly is innovative nowadays, let's just keep it in the animated scene since we started off with Toy Story. Story changed the game as it was the first animation that was CG,
Hmm.
completely
Yeah,
computer
fully.
generated. Change the game.
Yeah,
We haven't seen animation go past that.
it's just gotten
Um,
better looking, essentially. Yeah.
Bam, that's all it is. This has gotten better looking, but still, that was the major milestone going into the. I guess I don't know what would be next. A completely AI generated. I don't know how what would even the next step be.
Well,
But the
interesting you make that point because I do think that's a part of it. Is it's weird that like part of the thing about growing up as a millennial, like I say, and that starts with 80s, essentially to about 96 is it's that technology wave, how technology was impacting entertainment and the things we played with. And so yeah, it's these advancements in how things are getting better until yeah, get to the early 2000s and it's kind of like okay, we're cruising along now. It's here and it's where we've been for a while and
oh,
now
I mean, it gets to the point, like you were saying. Why are we making a Toy Story 6? I got upset when I looked at the new animation for Shrek. I'm like, let's just not. Let's not. If we're
nobody.
gonna do that, I'm not a fan of it. And the biggest thing here is I think the problem more so than anything is if you think it's a technology advancement problem, I think technology is going to continually advance. Technology advancement is not controlled by the entertainment industry. The entertainment industry just benefits from it. I
Hmm.
think the problem is there are no new stories being told, at least not any good ones.
Well, there are no new stories to be told. As you know, it's that literature trope. Like there's six main story types, whatever it is, and every story is literally
Right.
just a innovation of this archetype or a mixture, whatever it is. It's that nobody's really telling these stories in new, innovative ways. And when you do see those things come through, rarely now, yeah, it pops up, aka something like Sinners, you know,
Man, amazing.
or what Issa Rae did with Insecure and stuff. There are things that break
Right.
through, but as a whole,
What we're
like
currently seeing right now with Abbott Elementary,
yeah,
that
yeah,
is
yeah,
wow.
yeah. But companies is scared. Nobody's taking risks. Like
Nah,
it was all
man.
about the small studios, the independent films that would break through, coming up, like a movie like Home Alone. That wasn't no big studio production. That was somebody's low key, one of them, an independent art house type film. Like,
Or like, let's even go down to like black movies. Friday. Small film, maybe took them about 9, 10 days to film.
hmm
Small budget. Nobody is worried about making a big payday off of it. But at the end of the day, bam, major hit. Because people were willing to take risk, not only on the production side of it to take risk, but on the consumer side, I'm going to take a risk that I'm going to actually like this movie, go watch it, talk about it because social media wasn't a thing when it first came, a major thing when it first came out. I'm gonna talk about it with the people I know. It was hilarious. It was good. All this kind of stuff. I feel like now we are like society in general is just so overly critical, and I think we see it more and more like this. Food reviewer. Everybody is a food reviewer. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, you're not. You have the palate of a baby. No, I shouldn't care what you think meal that has been perfectly crafted. You just need to shut up. I'm sorry, but I think if we got to the point where we try to give, and remember, everyone has an opinion, but I think we try to add too much weight to everyone's opinion, and I'm not a fan of that at all. Like, I think we need to all make the conscious decision that maybe I should take a risk and actually like this, even if it's not what the majority of people are saying.
so that weird combination of trying to fit in, but also trying to stand out in the same. Yeah, okay. Well, I wasn't expecting you to go there. Okay.
Man, because I feel like the biggest love that the culture of the late 80s, the 90s, a little bit of that early 2000s was that everybody was willing to take a risk. Everybody would, I think the whole thing of the 90s was just like, especially the late 90s, was like this radicalism. Everybody was radical and all that kind of stuff. And it was so good because everybody was on that heightened level of let's try it out. Let's give
Well,
it a try.
I
Let's
think
take a risk.
also because the risks. I don't know if the word is risks, but the barriers were more apparent. Advancement itself was there. There was still a lot of landscape for advancement. There still is now, but think about back then. That's why we love some of the things that we love, like Martin and because it was when those things broke through, they broke through. So the risks sometimes were easier to pay off in a way because it wasn't so crowded as a scene. Where now the scene is completely crowded. Like there are plenty of independent folk out there, doing things creatively and coming up with new stories. But that system is so big now that you don't get a lot of that breaking through sometimes. And
Real.
it's and if it is breakthrough, it might break through on streaming. But things don't last on streaming like that. So it's this weird combination. Now everything's a movie of the week or a movie of the day. It's things. It's wild. And here, I'll flip it for you. I'll help make a positive argument. One of the things that came to my mind about this is, you know, there's a lot of us who haven't grown up because we haven't had to grow up. Everything,
Oh,
everything with us has been through with us throughout.
oh,
Like, like think of my dad. My dad, and as a, was he? No, he wasn't. What's before Gen X?
baby boomers.
Boomers. The stuff of his childhood came and went.
You are
If you
not.
were, if
Those
you were,
things were put to the grave and never resurrected.
well, no, because you only had space for what was new. When you were, early Gen X or something, early Gen X, some of that cross, yeah, the things that you enjoy as a child came and went. You that late part of Gen X, that millennial, starting in the '80s, yeah, these things never went away. Like that's when you start getting huge franchises. Think
Yep,
like this: if you grew up on SpongeBob, SpongeBob been around for 27, 6 years at this point,
bro.
99. SpongeBob is still making new episodes. So if you watch SpongeBob as a kid back then, you still got new SpongeBob to look forward to. Like you never had to put those things away. And then you throw in the whole range, and now things are collectibles has gone up and everybody's trying to monetize this nostalgia, so it's only feeding this even further. Like this stuff has never had to leave us.
You
It's
are making
always been
such a great
there.
point. You are making such a great point. It gets that like it gets you stuck in that cycle. You know what I'm saying? It's a unfortunately it's they're just making it over and over and over again. Like you said, the ribeye is getting cooked the same way every single time. There's no variation in the cook. It's the same thing. And yeah, you make a great point.
Let us know your thoughts about this conversation. Hit us up on the socials, jclark787, Xavier D. Lewis, YZ The Divide. And now you see why we are the greatest generation, young. And like
No,
it's
no, no,
it's
no,
that yes,
no,
yes, yes.
no,
You are
no,
living literally in a culture world shaped by us and on all sides, pretty
no,
much.
no. We
Yes.
are shaped by the content that was made for you all.
Yeah. And you're shaped
So
by it. Yes.
essentially, we're just I would I feel this is so funny. I feel like we're living in millennial version two. Not even a Gen Z world. We're just living in a millennial version two, which is just more technological advancements. Because for the most part, we're just getting a rinse and repeat of everything you all had. I feel like every blue we get a truly original Gen Z idea. It's focused for this generation. And I always go back to this movie because I feel like this is just the most one of those movies that I just feel like did amazing for Gen. It's Frozen. Get over the hype of Frozen.
Y'all got a couple of touch points every now and then. Y'all do have some stones in there, yes. That occasionally
But
break through.
as a majority, it's four and fives of movie series that should have stopped it. It's a rehashing of back to screen that don't need to come back to screen. I just don't get it.
You want to know how I know my generation, our era is so truly great? Could you stand up real quick and take a step back?
I am sure in the no.
I believe that says 1995 on there. What characters on there? I could you just what else is on there, youngin? A little Clueless action. Okay, yeah, you rocking the Clueless shirt, 1995. That's some peak millennial culture right there. Um, sir, you proving my point. You proving my point. I'm mad I didn't catch that earlier, but you proving my
You
point.
know, as I was picking a shirt to wear, it did not cross my mind to think, man, he's gonna use this as a weapon against me on the podcast today. But you know, I'll let you have it. Clueless, great. I'm not gonna argue with you.
I think you've caught enough of a beat down today, youngin.
I
Like,
don't have
share,
anything else
subscribe.
to say.
Y Z the Divide. J Clark 787, Xavier and D Lewis. Once again, this has been Y and Z, the conversation where Y is the greatest, aka the millennials. We wear the crown proudly. Gen Z over there's salty some days, anxious on others, longing most of the time. Like I wish I could touch the pureness of that. We can side note before we get here. This just hit my mind. Millennials could talk about our culture like Frank on American Gangster could talk about his drugs. That's that pure. That's that 100%. That's that. Our culture was that pure,
Yes.
that
I'm gonna let
pure.
you know that right now. You are hilarious. And even just like I'll even put it to this, man. I will give you this. The 90s was like the biggest boom for so many of the legends that we consider nowadays. Like as far as like movie stars, I'll put it like that. Or even I mean musical legends too. A
Y'all's
lot of
fashion.
things.
Y'all love that 90s fashion.
Fashion, music, all forms of entertainment, movies,
Mm-hmm.
television. I
Mm-hmm.
just think about like just simply like the comedians that we
Mm-hmm.
revere as legends
Mm-hmm.
on episodes of Comic View and Def
Mm.
Comedy Jam in the
Mm-hmm.
90s,
Yes, yes.
tearing it up.
Preach, young and preach.
I don't have any like, say back for that. I know I'm sorry. It truly was. It's crazy to think that on an episode of Comic View, you could have Ricky Smiley, Cat Williams, and Steve Harvey.
On the come up. On the come up. You hate us because you ain't us. I know. I know. It's okay. It's why the Y and Z. Whoa! It's Y and Z the divide. Thank you for your time.
We're gonna go ahead and get Grandpa off of here. His teeth almost fell out his mouth.
Hey, hey, with these teeth, I got the memories. That's all that matters. It's up here. Y'all waiting for the AR simulation for it. Y'all gonna be like, oh, I'm going back to the 90s today.
Dying.
That's gonna be all. That's how we gonna get Ready Player One in here because they're gonna be like, hey, go live the 90s, see what it was like, and y'all gonna be like, yep, that's I want to. And next thing you know, we're all in the Matrix. It's Y and Z the divide. Until next time, peace.
Peace.